Welcome to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison.
I'm Molly, a former skeptic, now full-time energy healer, author, and your resident science meets spirit nerd.
And I'm Madison, a born and raised witch, teacher of the craft, and owner of not one, not two, but 3 metaphysical businesses.
Together we dig into low-effort witchcraft, spirituality, and the science that backs it all up, all with humor, heart, and a sprinkle of chaos.
So whether you're a curious skeptic or a seasoned witch, find a cozy spot, take a deep breath, and let's demystify some magic.
Howdy doody, friends.
Howdy doody, and welcome back.
Welcome back. Do you notice something different about today?
We're sitting on different couches.
But because we're doing bake-off style, same outfits, you don't know what day we recorded this on, and neither do we.
Molly really loves this bit that you don't know when we recorded these episodes.
What I am hoping for from our audience, and I know our audience well enough, they love a hyper focus. They're going to be picking out and being like, okay, that hair is a little bit more curled than the last episode. So was it a different day or was it a different time of day? And I want to know, what episodes do you think we recorded on a different day? That's what I want. I want in my DMs every week someone going, I think that was the same day.
I just don't want to be psychoanalyzed like that. Please don't. Please don't examine my hair.
No, it's
and its level of curl.
No. Think of it like an I Spy. You know, when you have a little bit of distraction, you're able to actually focus more.
I'm having an intrusive thought.
Tell me.
I am imagining that in our free time, I'm gonna give the spoiler that today is the first day. Sorry, but to explain my intrusive thought, I have to share.
But you don't know what order we're recording in.
You don't know what order, but I imagine myself like falling in some way and giving myself a black eye. And then tomorrow, there's like a very clear difference, and there's been all this lead up, and then it's like, oh, Madison got socked in the face.
That is hysterical. That's so funny.
You can't let me fall down.
No, but like something non-injurious, like we change a lip color or something.
Also that, but I like imagine that there's like after all this lead up, there's something that I can't, like something goes horribly wrong.
And then we still make the bit every episode. And the people listening on audio are like, the fuck are these girls talking about? They sound the same week after week after week. Let us have fun, okay? We don't get to do a video podcast every day.
Well, I'll keep you guys updated if I have a black eye tomorrow. Hopefully not. Fingers crossed, everybody. Say a little prayer.
We're talking about Beltane.
I'm so excited. Beltane's my favorite holiday.
Oh, okay. She's made a favorite. She's declared it, folks.
I just love it so much. I don't know what it is. It's so funny. I've spent all this time talking shit about the summertime, and then I'm like, oh, my favorite holiday on the Wheel of the Year is Beltane, May 1st, May Day.
May Day. Have you ever done May baskets?
No, what's a May basket?
Okay, I learned this from the elderly people that I used to work with at the retirement community. Because my first year, so one thing about working with the elderly is you're never going to do it right. Mm-hmm. So my first year, I started literally like April 15th or something, like in the middle of April, and had no idea what I was doing. There was zero training. There was no one else in my department. Like she left. Like it was great. It was your classic, like corporate America. Like you got this. I got what? Don't know. Figure it out. So May 1st comes around. And this little old lady, bless her soul, rest in peace, she comes down and she's like, where's my May basket? Just like that. And I was like, your May basket, Betty? And she goes, yeah, there's always a May basket on my door. I don't have a May basket. I was like, do you need me to get your nurse? Like, what do you need? Like, I was like, where's Betty's May basket? Did she leave it with her walker? And she's like, no, you're supposed to put a May basket on everybody's door May 1st. You're supposed to stay overnight and put it on the door. And I was like, honey, I ain't doing that.
That was not in my job description.
I have never heard of that before. I was like, Betty, what is the rationale behind a May basket? Like, what is a May basket for? And she's like, it's for going on your door. You got to put it on the door. And I was like, why? And she's like, because we always have a May basket. And I was like, that's not a good reason. It's not a good reason. I love you, but I'm here to shake shit up.
So you didn't do it?
No.
You never did a May basket?
Never did a May basket.
She never got a May basket again?
No, but you know what she got? She got a good fucking activities director for the first time in that godforsaken place.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I gave Betty way more than a May basket.
Life's all about
May
give and
basket
take.
was the low bar that everyone else stepped over. I set a fucking threshold that nobody could hit, and I don't want to hear about the May basket.
Sorry.
Wait till we talk about the time that I moved the nativity scene to the chapel. That was controversial.
We could do a whole sub-series of your stories from working in the retirement home.
Genuinely.
But that's for another day, for another podcast.
Maybe Akmom.
Maybe
on our
Akmom.
Patreon exclusive podcast that you can join. We have a pay what you can structure. So pay what you can, support the pod, fund our video series if you want to see more of these, and get some bonuses. Like this one, we're going to have a Beltane ritual in there in the clubhouse for you.
Yeah, we're going to have all of our notes uploaded along with some medium effort rituals that you can incorporate into your celebration of the Wheel of the Year.
Speaking of our Patreon, we source our magic moments for this series from our friends over on Patreon. And so this one comes from Sarah. Sarah says, my magic moment is that I'm visiting Copenhagen with my husband right now. He had to be here for work and I tagged along for a few days and it is so magical here. Have you ever been to Copenhagen?
No, I would love to go.
I don't even know where it is, to be honest with you.
You know, now I'm realizing I might not either.
Oh, God.
That's embarrassing. You know, some things I just know in theory.
Please, if you were in Copenhagen, do not take this any type of way.
We both went to American public school.
Yeah, barely. All I could think of when I think of Copenhagen is it's a small world.
Really?
Yeah, because aren't some of the dolls like Copenhagen?
I'm sure they're from everywhere, I think, right?
No, I know, but like the stereotypical, like when you close your eyes and visualize the dolls from Small World, don't you see like a Copenhagen?
No, but I'm glad that you do. I love that. I always think of a restaurant called the Copenhagen Cafe in Tarpon Springs, Florida.
Oh, what do they serve there?
Sandwiches and soups.
Is that the place we go to?
No.
Oh.
Sorry to the Copenhagen Cafe.
Oh, she's never taken me there, so I wouldn't know. I've never been to Copenhagen. I've never been to Copenhagen Cafe.
Listen, it's the next best thing I've heard.
What else are you going to gatekeep from me?
Well, I can't tell you that it's no longer gatekeeping.
I'm not getting you a May basket.
It seemed pretty clear that I wasn't getting one regardless, so I'm not that torn up about it.
All right, fair. Tell me about this fire festival.
Okay, so we're coming back to the idea of a fire festival with Beltane.
So we went fire, fertility, fire.
Now we're back at fire.
Okay, all right.
I know,
I'm
it
tracking.
gets a little confusing, but Beltane is the in-between of the spring equinox and the summer solstice. So it's usually on May 1st.
Can I just say, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go for it.
But when I learned that, there's the four of the equinox and solstices are in the wheel, and then the others are directly in between, that helped me so much.
I know.
Because I feel like every day I'm just like whiplash. I'm like, what do you mean it's Imbolc? What do you mean it's Beltane? Like when? How did we just celebrated the solstice?
Yeah.
And so now it makes sense that like every 6 weeks we've got, coming up. That's one of the reasons why I'm subscribed to your candles, because then I don't have to remember which one's coming up, because then it just shows up and I'm like, I guess we're celebrating Beltane soon.
Excellent. And then what I was really excited about in introducing it is this idea that then your celebration, your like honoring of the season of the turning of the wheel is kind of handled for you. And then anything else that comes with it is like icing on the cake, Yeah. Anything else that I do on top of lighting this candle, saying this affirmation that's like printed on the label, giving it my intention, that's just a bonus, So thanks for that subtle plug, bestie. Love you, mean it.
She's not even paying me, folks.
And actually what's so funny is what I love so much about the Beltane candle is it started. So every year for Yule, Christmas, Yule Miss, whatever, it started with Linda, actually. She asked me if I would make her Christmas presents. And so it started every year. I would make all of her, like her kids, her friends, like whoever, like in her closest inner circle, I would make them spell candles, like, and I would just intuitively do it, whatever. And she loved them. It was like one of my favorite things to do for Christmas. And now I do it for everyone that I love. They get a custom candle for Christmas.
I didn't get one.
Yes, you have. You must have. Then it's everyone that I work with mostly. Well, then I'm sorry. This year you'll get one for Christmas.
Oh, everyone she loves, everyone she works with,
Sorry.
except for Molly.
I'm sorry.
This is why she wasn't invited to my wedding.
Let me amend my statement. Everyone who I love who lives within a 10-mile radius of me. Because you know who else doesn't get one? My mother.
Wow. Right up there with Christy.
I know.
What an honor.
Yeah, it's great company. But it's usually like Linda, Anthony, Colby, and like Drew's family. It's really a great gift for like in-laws and things like that because it's loving, it's full of intention, it's handmade.
Yeah, I make the wreath for my in-laws.
Exactly. So, anyways, last year I made a candle for Anthony for Christmas that Linda asked me to make. And that blend, he was like so obsessed with it that he very specifically said like, this is such a Beltane energy to me. And a lot of that was because he was like, it smells so sexy, which is not like the vibe that I was going for, but there's like some fertility. It's what's so fun about making candles with essential oils too, is that so often, like, it's really rare that there's a combination that I put together or that anyone puts together because we do classes and workshops on making candles. When you're working with essential oils, nature just kind of works most of the time. And so I don't have to think too hard. There are some essential oils that I'm like, ooh, I can only use that with this or this because it smells nasty with most anything else. But most of the time I can really use my intuition and be like, okay, this feels right, this feels right, this feels right. And then I'm just working with ratios to get it to smell good. And so it just kind of ended up that what I had made for Anthony for Yule had this like very masculine, like sexy scent.
Yeah.
And I love Beltane so much. And I was really like, in making the Wheel of the Year series of candles, I was like, okay, what's the energy that I want to embody here? And that sexy energy of Beltane kept coming through to me. And so it's literally just the candle that I made Anthony for Yule last year.
I love that.
And it's just so perfect. And so then it holds a special place in my heart. And actually, Samhain, our Samhain candle, is the candle that I made for Linda.
Which one's mine?
Yule. You told me what you wanted for Yule. You inspired my Yule candle.
I just wanted that to go on record.
And there we go. And so that's your custom candle that you get forever.
Oh, I love you.
Love you. But anyways, back to actual Beltane.
Yule's my favorite. So.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. No, I said Osara was my favorite.
I was going to say, but whatever. Listen.
Yule scent-wise is my favorite.
Yeah. But I do also love the Osara candle. Anyways, can you imagine if I was like, actually, I fucking hate that one. You know, it's like a thing that I made and sell regardless. Beltane is the Celtic start of summer. And so it's, you'll see like the images of like the maypole and May Day, things like that. That's an older Celtic tradition. There's also, I read about a tradition where livestock would be driven between two twin bonfires as like a form of purification.
Oh, wild.
Which I think is really cool, but I'm not quite sure on like the symbolism. I didn't read a lot about that. I just thought it was an interesting practice that I wrote down.
I'm picturing like giant bonfires where the cow looks teeny tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I know.
That's not at all what I was thinking, but I'm obsessed
with it.
with
Were you picturing small fire, big cow?
I was picturing
There's
large cow,
two types of people. Which one are you? Are you small cow or big cow?
Really important. We're getting to the root of things.
Let's move on.
Let's move through this. But again, there's like an element of fertility here as we enter the summer. So celebrated with food, dance, and there's a lot of sexual symbolism.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. It all goes back to hallelujah. But I love like the way that Beltane it really feels like it bridges the gap, obviously, because it's in the middle between Ostara and the summer solstice, because it has that like fiery, exciting energy of summer with that fertility symbolism of the spring equinox.
Yeah.
The more modern interpretation, the maypole can have like a little bit more of a sexual undertone in more modern paganism.
It's a phallus.
Quite the phallus.
I wonder, okay, this is an aside and may have nothing to do with it, but as you're talking, I'm thinking about the history of theater. And the first like theatrical performances were just people dancing around a giant stone phallus.
Oh, wow.
Which like, as you're talking about dancing around a maypole, I'm like, same.
Totally. Also, so the reason Beltane is my favorite is because of a little like lesser known, and I believe this is a more modern interpretation, but Beltane sits opposite Samhain on the Wheel of the Year.
Yeah.
And we talk about Samhain as being the time when the veil between our world and the next is the thinnest. That is also true on Beltane.
Oh, that makes sense.
So it's it's a fairy holiday. It's super tied to the Morgan, and she's a fairy goddess.
I love fairies. I should love Beltane.
This is why I love Beltane.
Oh, I love fairies.
Uh-huh. We
are fairies.
We are fairies.
Cosmo and Wanda.
Cosmo and Wanda, what are you doing? You ain't slick. But it's a great time for connection with fairy folk. It's a great time for connection with deities, especially if you work with or are called to the Morrigan. She is a fairy deity, and so she is super prominent, at least for me, in Beltane because of that connection. And so it is both a time of like fertility and, you know, the start of summer, that like beginning in terms of like the fire and the passion and all that. But it is also a really amazing time for ancestor work, and that's what I love so much about it.
Wait.
Tell me.
I'm just realizing, you know how this year has been my year of connecting to the fairies?
Uh-huh.
When did that start?
Around May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. That is wild. Like just literally wild. Like I got my fairy oil around the spring equinox and I was like full blown fairy girl by May.
Yeah.
I love Beltane.
Right? It's the best. I love Beltane. Handfasting, what's the word I'm looking for?
I have no idea what you're doing. Hand fasting and then just.
Have you seen the practice where two people getting married hold their hands like this?
Oh, yeah.
That practice was modernized around
What is
Beltane.
that practice? I don't know. People ask me all the
tying a
time. I'm
knot.
like, I don't know. Oh.
Yeah.
So you hold the.
Uh-huh.
And then you tie around them?
Yeah, so basically you and your spouse.
This is my hands.
Yeah, here, why don't we do it like this?
Oh, okay.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So you and your spouse hold hands
We're
like
holding
this.
hands.
We're holding hands for those only listening. Usually it's like a crocheted fabric piece thing.
Your hands are cold,
I'm
dude.
freezing. I need my sweater, but it's okay. If I put my sweater on, I'll start sweating, and
we
that's
won't be
worse.
bake off then.
I know, and then
people will know.
we won't be bake off. You have to suffer. So the piece is wrapped around the two hands in such a way that when you remove it and you pull
it makes a knot.
It makes a knot, tying the knot. So that's been really popularized around Beltane in more modern pagan practices.
Dude, we could make a whole episode about like wedding traditions because I studied that for my women's studies minor.
Yeah.
Like all the weird like.
Totally.
Oh, God. And I didn't realize they had connections to witchcraft too. That's cool.
There's just so much about Beltane that I love so much. It just like has this really special place in my heart. And I think that it's also because May, like early May is the last time where like it's where that spring energy really starts to like peter off. And it's like it's almost the calm before the summer hellstorm of, you know, like it's still enjoyable to be outside. It's, you know, it's just not as miserable as it's going to be.
Yeah.
And so I can really enjoy the warmth and that like sort of idyllic summer energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Beltane. I want to get married on Beltane.
True. Somebody call him.
Oh, he knows.
Oh. All right.
It's been made clear.
Okay. Good to know.
Not this Beltane.
I'll be dressed
Any
like a
Beltane.
fairy. If I'm invited.
I don't know. I wasn't invited to hers, and therefore
I didn't know you.
it doesn't matter.
Before we dive into rituals, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
This episode is sponsored by Conscious Seed Apothecary.
Okay, full transparency. The vibes were rancid when we started recording this episode.
I was like, how are we supposed to record 8 episodes in 2 days? Please, I need a nap.
But then I remembered I brought my Moody Bloom elixir from Conscious Seed and took a dropper in my matcha. It's my go-to when I wake up in a funk to turn my mood around.
And I took Lion's Heart because when I'm overwhelmed, I need a little extra courage and to help my nervous system chill the fuck out.
Conscious Seeds elixirs are plant-based blends formulated by herbalist Chelsea Jewell. Yes, that is Chelsea from our astrology episode. We love her. And they're crafted to support things like focus, nervous system balance, and daily rituals that don't feel like more work.
There's also Fruiting Body, an adaptogenic mushroom elixir that can help regulate stress while boosting attention and mental clarity. And then there's Venus Power, which makes your water feel like a self-love spell instead of a hydration chore.
None of these are cures, of course, but they can support you when you're feeling crunchy, crispy, or creatively constipated.
Usually our code Demystify Magic gets you 10% off. But for the month of November, our listeners get 15% off the entire site when you use our code.
And now the vibes are much better. So let's keep going while you head to consciousseedapotheca.com or the link in the description of this episode, and make sure you use our code Demystify Magic at checkout. Thank you to Chelsea at Conscious Seed Apothecary for sponsoring this episode of Demystify Magic.
Something else that is like kind of more a part of the modern pagan interpretation of Beltane is this like focus on pleasure, love, and creativity as a like thing to focus on and work on. And so for me, as I kind of celebrate Beltane either on my own or with others, I really try to focus on what brings me joy, what brings me pleasure. You know, like I've been thinking a lot about the idea of a guilty pleasure recently, and Beltane is the time where I release all guilt from my pleasures. You know, where I give myself space to indulge. Yeah. Where I, you know, like I feel like there's a lot of often at ritual at Spellcrafter we'll like bring sweets to have just us beforehand or after, you know, or we'll go get dinner afterwards and go somewhere really like indulgent and you know, order whatever the fuck we want and
all
just,
you
like,
can
you
eat
know,
sushi.
Yeah, go for it. Do whatever you want, you know, like live a little. Live a little.
Live a little.
Live a little.
Let the girl live.
Let the girl live. But what do you do to celebrate Beltane?
Well, I didn't realize I celebrated Beltane until literally this moment when you said it was connected to fairies.
See?
So
Isn't it so fun?
I would like to just geek out about my connection to fairies for a moment, if you'd indulge me. I got really in touch with fairies in this last March, actually, when I won sponsor games, which led us here to this place. Thank you again to Justin Moore and Kid Studios. But I literally called on the fairies for support. And I always feel like fairies are, the way that I interact with them, are they're this very like light, playful energy. So anytime I have a manifestation that feels really heavy, or like a task that feels really heavy, feels really hard, daunting, I will call in the support of the fairies to help like bring some light to it. Because like, look, I have worked in places that are life or death. I have been on the other end of crisis lines. I've had to call ambulance upon ambulance. I have had to literally sit by people's deathbed in the retirement homes. I've worked with survivors of all kinds of trauma. I can honestly say what I do for work is not that serious. It's not that serious. Literally, I have a tenet in my business that I teach all of my employees, and it's nothing is urgent. Yeah. Nothing is urgent. And so if something feels really daunting and feels really hard or scary, I bring the fairies in and I invite them in. And I'll do it in lots of different ways. Like I have oils that I work with, or I bought glitter, like edible glitter in like bright pink and bright purple. Oh, and I will leave water offerings with the glitter in it on my altar. Or I will do like a really glittery eye look and I will just like, you know, because makeup for me is very much like a creative outlet expression. Like it's just fun. It's like if I feel like shit, I'm going to put a full bead on. And so I'll bring the fairies in and invite them to play with me and like put all the sparkles and the big bold lip, or I'll take a walk in the woods, you know, like, cause I'll often like see evidence of fairies in the woods and things like that. And so for me, that's like kind of my ritual, is just like developing that relationship. And now that I know that Beltane is association, I'm having a dumb supper for them. Dumb supper for the fairies. But of candy. Like I'm talking like Buddy the Elf's like breakfast with the spaghetti and the maple syrup. Like I want that. I want to buy a whole cake and eat it with my fairy friends.
That is a perfect thing to do. Something that Linda would always do, especially before storms, is she would go out into her backyard, and she had a specific tree that she would always like go leave her offerings for the fairies at, but she would pour out some whiskey or some wine or anything sugary. Yeah. And leave that out for the fairies and ask for protection during the storms.
Oh, I like that.
And so like anything sweet, again, anything indulgent. Like
I also think like shiny things too.
Yeah, totally.
Like coins and like glitter. Yeah. Sparkles, sequins, like all of that feels fairy to me.
Totally. Totally. So that's another, like that's a really great low effort way to work with the energy of Beltane. Something else that you can do one of the things that we do every year is jump the fire. So it's literally exactly how it sounds. You have a small fire and you jump over it. And so what we've done, it can be scary. What we've done to like make it a safer environment for spellcrafter rituals is get a cauldron like really going with smoke. And jump the embers, you know, jump the smoking cauldron, right?
Because that cleanses you at the same time.
Exactly. So it brings prosperity, it brings luck, and it's also just like a fun thing to do to jump the fire. You could also do it with like a small candle, light a tea light, and jump over it.
I like that.
But traditionally, I think that it was done like with a big bonfire, and you know, it was like kind of scary and fun. But I just love the imagery of it. Something about jumping the fire feels very pagan in nature too.
Yeah.
You know, like Beltane to me feels like the holiday where everybody is like naked running in the woods, like in a movie, you know, and that's what I love about it. It has like heathen energy that I really like love and relate to.
Like tee ha ha energy.
Yeah, just like it's fun, and the fairies have like trickster energy. It's like, I don't know, it just has like a lightheartedness that I just really love with the juxtaposition of that thinning veil. And so it's another really great time to work on that divination, to connect to your guides, to connect to deities, to, you know, practice your own abilities.
Could be really fun to do like a out of the norm divination, you know, like I do my fruit divination over on Instagram.
Yeah.
Where I like take a piece of fruit and like try it, and like that determines how our week is and as a reading. And like genuinely that started as a joke and it became like, right, everything is divination to me now. Like everything is divination. Like how my pants fit in the morning, divination. If I have a good poop, divination. How my lashes look when I put mascara on, divination, right? Like, and starting to see those kinds of signs. And I think like the more whimsical I've gotten with divination, the easier it is for me to just pull a tarot card and be like, oh, it's this.
Yeah.
Right? Like
for sure. Yeah. It helps you build that level of like self-reliance and self-trust.
Yeah. And also reminds you that like divination isn't brain surgery.
It is not that serious.
It's not that serious.
It is, like when you pull a tarot card, you are not in the emergency room.
Yeah.
You are not like the advice that you give others or yourself. It is not like, it just is not that serious.
And if it is, you probably need support outside of divination.
Yes. If you are if you're pulling a card for yourself or someone else and you feel that pressure of like, oh my God, this is really going to fuck something up if I get it wrong. Yeah. It's probably not the job of a tarot reading. Yeah. And so finding space for it to be like a joyful and fun and whimsical experience. Yeah. That is one, super healing, I think. And two, really does help build that trust and understanding for your own psychic ability.
I think that's why I resonate so much with the fairies, is because they have that inherent like whimsy, trickster, like just like silly, goofy, but also they are like so inherently powerful. Like there is this like, even if they are like super lighthearted, whimsical, silly, goofy, they have so much power. And it's like, it can show you that like, you don't have to be serious. You don't have to put your nose to the grindstone. You don't have to go and like pull your hair out to be powerful and to have that innate power. And in fact, perhaps their element of whimsy is the reason why they're so powerful.
And what I love too about the fairies is that there is all of that whimsy and like excited and, you know, like lighthearted energy, but they are also not to be fucked with.
Don't fuck with them.
Don't fuck with them, you know, and it's holding space for those two truths to coexist in one being. Yeah. You know, I could talk all fucking day about the fairies.
I love fairies.
Love the fairies.
Yeah. So big fan.
Something else that you can do to celebrate Beltane is to make flower crowns or
cute
garlands, any kind, you know, like any sort of
bouquets.
Yes, make
any
bouquets.
Kind of flower shit.
Yes, totally.
Flower bath.
Also using honey, leaning back into that fairy energy, something sweet, using like doing some honey magic, sweetening your tea with honey, speaking affirmations into it.
Going to a candy store.
Yes, letting it make your life sweeter, setting that intention. Letting it make you sticky for the things that you're looking to manifest.
Yes.
You know?
I love that.
Doing any sort of self-love or doing it with a partner, any kind of love ritual with a partner. This is a great time for that kind of love magic, either for yourself or with someone else, you know?
Consenting.
That's why I want to get married on Beltane. Yeah. It's a great day to get married. If you got married on May 1st, let me know. but you can pull in that sort of that same type of like hand fasting thing, even with like just ribbon tying, you know, like its own kind of like, hey, make a promise and tie it in a knot of any kind.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
cute.
This Beltane, we should make a bestie promise to each other.
Oh, I promise to invite you to my next wedding if I ever have one.
Thank you. I just start sabotaging your marriage so I get to go to a wedding. Could be fun. Sorry, Justin.
If I ever get divorced, this clip is not going to age well.
Oh, I will be playing it. I'll give you 2 months before I mention it. And then I play it on repeat. Where you say, Madison, I'll invite you to my next wedding if I have one.
It's my ringtone.
I'll make a song out of it. Can't wait.
Oh, God.
I can't wait. I can wait forever. But, you know, I don't want you to get divorced. I'm not putting that energy out.
If I get divorced, it's Madison's fault. Just putting that out there.
Sorry. But last on our list for low effort rituals is offerings to the earth and offerings to the fairies. So milk, honey, mead, like I said, that whiskey or that wine, those sugary treats, anything, like truly any food you can give to the earth and say, hey, thank you, love you, mean it. It's a great time to connect with the spirit of the earth.
I was just thinking too, like low budget ways to do this. Like go get one of those sugar packets that you can get for free, like basically anywhere, and just like mix it with a little bit of water and like feed a hummingbird with it or bees. Oh God.
I was just about to say those little cups for bees.
Can we talk about bees?
Sure. What do you have to say about them?
I don't know. I just think they're cool. Like bees and fairies have similar energy to me.
Yeah.
They fall asleep in flowers and they have pollen on their butts.
That's so funny you say that. This has been such a Linda heavy series.
Yeah.
But it really is just because like so much of what I know about the Wheel of the Year is like rooted in what I've learned from her. And like we just talked about these traditions so much. She's where I learned about like the connection between Beltane and the fairies and, you know, all those things, whatever. But bees are like, just the way you said that so out of nowhere, bees are such a sign for both Anthony and I from her. We literally have it tattooed under a memorial tattoo for her as like a symbol of dedication and like continuing the path that she set out for us, you know? And so that's that's how I feel connected to bees with Beltane.
Oh, no, I was saying like, it's funny because like one of my really good friends is like loves bees. And I remember we used to live together and she saved a bee once and now I've associated with her for bees forever. And I always get her bee stuff. But I was thinking the sugar syrup is really good for like bees. Like you could leave it out for a little bee.
Yeah, totally. I love it. And that's a great way to give back too to this to the earth is to care for the pollinators.
Yeah.
You know, so you're giving, it's like a layered offering of the sugar itself and then the offering to the bees and the butterflies and then also the offering again to the fairies of that you're taking care of the earth, you know?
I love that.
Save
the bees.
Save the bees. I'm making that a permanent Beltane ritual.
Also,
for me,
like,
'cause I love that.
No mow May. Are you familiar with this?
Oh yeah. Where you don't mow your lawn.
For the pollinators. Yeah, that happens in May. That starts May 1st.
Yeah, totally.
Beltane.
Beltane's for the bees.
I'm just saying.
Beltane's for the birds.
The birds and the bees.
The birds and the bees.
And it all comes back to hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Okay. Our correspondences for Beltane. For colors, we've got red for that passion, that fire, green for fertility and the spirit of the earth, white for new beginnings, and then pink for some romance.
It's funny to me that like almost all of them are like red, green, white.
I know.
And something else.
Yeah, it really, you can kind of make any of these things work. It's like all color magic where it's your association with those colors that dictates, you know, what goes where.
Yeah, pink is always like my association with fairies. I feel like you can see my relationship with the fairies get deeper as my hair has evolved over the last 6 months.
Yeah, I love that. And then for herbs, we've got hawthorn for protection, rose for love and beauty, clover for abundance and luck, very hand in hand with no mow May.
Yeah, totally.
Let that clover grow, baby.
Yeah.
And then mint for fresh energy, that like vitality, that renewal that we were talking about too with Ostara.
So funny. I just found out I have a hawthorn tree growing in my yard.
No way.
Yeah. And so maybe that's where I leave my, maybe I tie a little ribbon on it.
Yes.
For the fairies.
Oh,
cute. cute.
I love it.
I feel like hunting for 4-leaf clovers is very fairy energy, like very Beltane
Yes.
energy, but like not hunting with hunting with that light. Like I don't have to find one. It's not. Did I ever tell you? So it was like probably 6 or 7 months ago. But it was the first like signs of spring. And I went outside with the dogs and I noticed clover was growing in the yard. And I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I found a 4-leaf clover? I've never found one before. And I looked down, boom, right there. There it was.
Beautiful.
There it was. And I was just like, okay, fairies.
Aww,
I get you. You and me.
I love that.
Yeah.
Aww.
If you find one, here's my pro tip. They do shrivel very quickly. So I was like, I'll press this later after I drink my coffee. And then I came back and I was like, oh. So press it immediately if you want to press it.
Thank you. I used to love looking for 4-leaf clovers as a kid.
It's so like soothing. It's a nice meditation.
Were you obsessed with fairies as a kid, or is this like an entirely adult thing for you?
I can't say I was obsessed with fairies. My only knowledge of fairies comes from Neopets.
Okay.
So, you know, like I never read fairy tales about fairies.
Okay.
I never like none of like it was literally like fairies only exist in the world of Neopets for me. You love fairies.
Loved fairies as a child. The two things that I like had a lot of, like the things that I remember as a kid longing to be real were, one, the Greek pantheon of gods.
Okay.
And two, fairies. There was this book that I'm sure listeners in like a similar age range to me would maybe remember, or at least I like to think that it was like a global phenomenon. To me, it was my Super Bowl. There was this book that was it was like an interactive sort of picture book type thing.
Okay.
And there was one for fairies and there was one for dragons and like something else. But it was written as if it was like case studies and field notes of someone who was looking for fairies. And so there were these photos where the fairies would be like in the background, whatever. It was like looking for fairies. I used to like daydream about finding a fairy and seeing a fairy in real life. And I remember so distinctly too, my grandmother was, I guess, I don't know that she still is big into eBay, but we would spend a lot of time on eBay when I was a kid. Like she loved the chase of the
fairies.
Bidding.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's a high.
was in love with this fairy necklace. And it was like a fairy and she had a little orb and she was in a jar. It was so pretty. And she got it for me on eBay and it was the best day of my life.
Oh my
and
God.
I remember like waiting by the door for it to come in. I loved fairies. And
That's so cute.
I feel like Beltane also really helps me connect to like that inner little girl.
Yeah.
Who wished so desperately for these things to be real and then got to grow up and realize that there is like that those energies are out there.
Yeah.
And it's the same way I feel with the Greek pantheon, like learning that people out there still worship the Greek pantheon and have relationships with these energies and these deities was like the best moment of like my teenage life.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh my God, finally, I found the people. I found them. They're just like me and I want to do this too. And that's how I feel about finding the fairies.
It's funny that you craved finding the fairies your whole like childhood and now you have a podcast with one.
I know. And that's one of the first things that Linda said to me too. So we met when she was gonna come in and start doing readings at Hedgewitch, and she sat down and we did an Akashic Records reading. And the first words that she said to me when we sat down, the first real conversation we ever had, she said, "Girl, you are dark." And so that's always what sticks out really heavily. But then she also said, "You're a fairy," which I really like have leaned on a lot. Again, with that juxtaposition of like you can be comfortable in the dark and then also have the energy of these beings that are so light and whimsical and have this lightheartedness. Like you can have both, and that can be okay. You know, like that was something that started to mean a lot to me in relation to the fairies as well.
I love that.
I just have a lot of sentimentality for me. And that really does like make Beltane such a special time for me.
I've loved just like this natural, organic, like evolution of my relationship to fairies this year. Like it has just felt really easy. It's felt like, you know, when you meet someone and you're just like kind of not instant friends, but it's really easy to talk to them. And as you spend time, you're like, oh yeah, you know, the Madisons in your life where you're just like, next thing
you mean
know,
like the way that we met?
Next thing you know, you have a podcast together and you're like flying to fucking Chicago and filming 8 episodes in 2 days and then just like bebopping around town. Like, that's how I feel about the fairies.
Totally. I get that. And after this one, let me reel us back in to the crystals on our list. We've got carnelian for passion and vitality, garnet for strength and desire, rose quartz for love and compassion, and then emerald for fertility and renewal.
Yeah, rose quartz is my fairy crystal. I would also say like any kind of aura quartz.
Oh yeah, totally.
Is very like, especially like rainbow aura quartz. Oh yeah. I think, I don't know if this is like canon, but for me, I feel like there's different fairies attached to each element.
Okay.
This is from Neopets. I just realized. I'm like, yeah, there's a fire and a water and they're in the bottle and you have to release them and then you get battle dome statistics.
Yeah. That is true.
Is that not true? Is there not water fairies?
I don't know. I'm not the fairy expert. I don't make the laws on fairies.
I'm calling it. There's water fairies.
And they were discovered by Neopets.
It might be. Now I'm thinking like for Beltane, I'm going to break out my Neopets tarot deck.
That's fun.
Cause like,
I'm into that.
Yeah, totally. But no, like I genuinely feel like maybe they're not of the water, but they like lean more into that energy. Mm-hmm. And so like I will like feel a different element come in when I work with the fairies. And so like for me, like I pull aqua aura quartz when I want to work with the water element and the fairies.
Oh, fun. I like that.
Yeah. And you know, like more of a yellow aura quartz if I want to work with more fire and whatever. So like you can play with that with the aura quartzes, but a lot of people talk shit about aura quartzes. I'm a big fan. Yeah. I love them.
I don't lean towards them as much. I'm not as drawn to them, but I can see the connection to the fairies, especially like, again, leaning on that kind of inner child energy.
Shiny. And also like, okay, this is my Roman Empire when it comes to crystals. Zoom in here. Everyone talks shit about aura quartz because they think they're like man-made, whatever. Like they're man-manipulated. They're not man-made. They are genuine crystals. What they do is they take a quartz and they take a precious metal. So gold, copper, titanium, silver, etc., and they put them in a superheated vacuum so that the precious metal creates a coating onto the quartz, and that is what creates the color. So the color is dictated by which precious metal is infused with that quartz. So it is a coating, but it's a coating of a precious metal. So think about this. If you were to take quartz with it, which is an amplifier, and a precious metal like gold, which is great for abundance, great for vitality, great for energy, and you superheat them together, that makes a fucking powerful crystal. I don't care what anyone else says. I think aura quartz are powerful.
I don't disagree.
I'm standing by it.
Stand on it.
I am.
Good for you.
10 toes down.
Mm-hmm. I ain't got one toe missing. I think for me, aura quartz is like mostly just, it's like an aesthetic thing that I'm not obsessed with. I don't love how it looks. And for me also like the aesthetics of crystals, it is a big part of it for me.
I mean, you shop for crystals. Yeah. So like you have to be like, which one's going to look really good on a shelf.
I always joke that my brain's broken when it comes to crystals anyways. Like I just can't see them in the same way anymore after spending all this time shopping for them. And so my relationship to them is a little bit different, but totally like, I think, you know, there's a lot of fear mongering around the idea of like man-made or man-manipulated stones. Mm-hmm. And I think that we could all do well to take a little bit of a chill pill about it. Yeah.
Like what you like, use what you like. The fairies don't give a fuck.
It's not that serious. We're not heart surgeons.
That serious.
Heart surgeons.
We don't use crystals in the emergency room.
Unless you do, in which case call us. I'm curious.
Unless you're using it for like protection, I don't want you to call us.
I just want to know about it. If you're a heart surgeon and you keep a crystal in your pocket, I want to know what crystal it is.
Oh, no. That I'm okay with. I'm thinking like the person who's like, I'm a heart surgeon, but you know what you need is some aura quartz.
Oh, no. I was thinking
those like, are not our people.
Crystals to support you in your heart surgery.
That I'm okay with. No, I like that.
That I want to know.
Yeah, I want to know about that. Let
call
us know. Mm-hmm. Don't call us. I don't answer phone calls.
Me either. Leave me a voicemail. Send me a text.
Maybe a DM.
An email works.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you in 3 to 7 business days.
Let us know on the Patreon, where you can find even more information about the fairies in Beltane.
Did we do it?
I think we did it.
Great.
I love that for
us.
Okay, friends, until next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison. All our links, from spells to ceremonies to ways to support us, are waiting in the show notes.
We'd love to hear your magic moment of the week. Share it in a review, tag us on socials, or bring it to our Patreon clubhouse at demystifymagic.com.
And remember, you are the magic.
Okay, love you.
Bye. Bye.